Welcome to Financials with Ahau. It's great to host you here. Today, we continue the conversation on investments and we speak about when do we invest. Now, this is an interesting question because everybody is wondering, when do I start? Am I ready to go? Is this the right direction? And to just burst that bubble, this is such an individual question. Why? Because of the different places we are in our financial journey. It's important to take it from an individual aspect because then you're able to meet the goals that you have set for yourself. Last time, as we closed, we talked about setting goals of why we're going to invest, and then that gives us the direction that we're going to take. Now, of course, there are general things to think about is what market am I going to invest in? And then if you have determined the market, what works for that market? Certain markets may work to invest when there's a low season. So maybe a low season in price. This may work with things like the stock market. This may work with things like real estate. This may work with things like purchasing, maybe things to resell. So you would be okay. That for them, the best time to invest or for that market is when there's a low season in price. Another thing could be a low season in entry, depending again on the market. Some markets do well when there are few people who are coming into the market. There's a lot more that's available. Supply and demand are totally opposite. So there's no pressure and you're able to even be a price determinant. So just looking at that when it comes to when to invest becomes key. And then when we take it back to the personal aspect, I would say constantly. As you set your goals, have a constant investment timeline. At the end of 1 month, I'd like to put a certain amount of my savings into this investment. Or at the end of 3 months, at the end of 1 year, at the end of 2 years, like that. So it's a constant because each being a constant makes it consistent. What we've been talking about, consistency is going to be key in this journey. Another thing I'll add is knowing your personal position in terms of age. I know it's not something people talk about, but when do we invest based on our age does matter. The older you are, the more likely you are to now be looking at avenues of having investments that are more short-term. Investing when you've looked through a whole spectrum of expenses or you've looked through your whole savings portfolio and you realize, okay, there's something to put aside. Because there are times in our lives that we'll have more pressure for finance and we may not invest as much. But if we've been diligent to invest in times when we have not had more pressure, maybe when we are younger, then we're able to be more settled in these times when we're not investing as much. Keep learning. I'd urge you again, keep at it in the action book. Keep yourself accountable, writing down what progress am I making in terms of determining my investment timelines and when I engage with investment. Always a joy to speak to you. Looking forward to the next time. Thank you. Tahau.